if you need assisted living, and if you were in the military, have I got a plan for you? This only applies to people that were in the military, and it has a lot of requirements. You have to qualify from a military point of view, which means that you were in active duty for at least 90 days, and one of those days we had to be at war. And in the documents I've passed out to you, I have a list of when the days were where we were at war. I became very interested in this because the VA does not tell people about this. The VA considers all of the money they have as theirs, and veterans are just trying to take it away from them. My dad would have qualified for this benefit had he known about it, because he was in the military. He had 2 Purple Hearts. He had a Bronze Star. He had a Silver Star. So he did his duty. My mom had Alzheimer's. He tried to take care of her at home for many years until it started ruining his health. So he put her into a nursing home. But it was costing him a lot of money, and had he known about this, we could have gotten it situated so he could have gotten, under today's benefits, almost $2,000 a month in benefits. So that there are a lot of requirements for this. Generally, you have to have medical expenses greater than your income. But we have ways of manipulating what your medical expenses are and what your income is through various devices. But if you think about it in terms of medical expenses, most people have Medicare and supplemental insurance that pays the doctor's bills. But think about it, what happens if you go into a nursing home? Not a nursing home, an assisted living facility. The assisted living facility is providing your meals, they're cleaning your room, they're making sure you take your medicine, they're managing your finances maybe a little bit. So you can have a relative do all of that, and you can pay your relative an expense or a fee for doing all of that, which is considered a medical expense, which brings that up, and then you can take your income and even give away some of that. So if you have like a piece of rental property and you put that into a veterans trust, the income would not be yours anymore. So there are just different ways that we can look at that and get you to the point where you qualify for the VA trust. Wrong. So the VA, up until a month ago, said that you could take all of your assets and give them away one day, and the next day you apply. And that was fine. But in between the time I had this printed and today, they changed all of the rules. So they came out with an announcement. Today's the 18th. So exactly 30 days ago, they said, we're going to have a new rule. The new rule is effective today. So as of today, the VA now has a 3-year look-back period. And they have their own penalty provisions. So they've changed a lot of the rules around. So the advantage of the VA, though, is it does not pay money to the nursing home. It does not pay money to the assisted living facility. As long as your medical expenses exceed your income, they just write a check to you. And then you can use that check however you want. If you're a veteran with a dependent spouse, that can be as much as $2,000 a month. These benefits are also available to the widow of a veteran. The amount of the benefit goes down. Usually if you're a surviving widow, it might be $1,200 a month or thereabouts. So it's a great benefit, especially for people who are trying to stay in their own home. Because you can be in your own home, you can have a spouse as a caretaker, and the government will give you that pension to help pay for those costs. So it's not for everybody, but if you fit into that niche, it's really very valuable, and like I said, most